Welcome back to AuntieTV. This is AuntieTV, your favorite YouTube auntie. I hope everybody is doing well. Today I'm gonna do a video by special request. I've had several people ask me about my eyebrows.
What's your secret?
Interestingly, they think my eyebrows are microbladed. And I basically said, you know what? Let me do this video and show people it is not microbladed. They are not microbladed.
How?
It's a simple, really quick technique actually. And I'm gonna zoom in to see what they have all been asking me about. And as you can see, the brow around it is actually put on by pencils. So what I want to do, I'm going to take the eyebrows off and I'm going to do two techniques. I'm going to do an old school technique and then I'm going to do the actual current technique that you're seeing that again gets mistaken for microblading.
It happens all the time. So
I'm going to zoom back in. I'm going to take this off, and as you can see, my eyebrows are really thin, very thin. And I'm going to go and do the same one on this one. I don't know what happened. Back in the day, I had eyebrows, you guys, for real. But then I call myself plucking, and I don't even understand why I pluck, because I didn't really have much to pluck then. And lo and behold, they never came back. So here is my old school technique. And I know some of y'all are relating already because you do this still today. And I got fancy with it because I would do a slant. And then I would do my little box and I'd go to this bone area. I learned a few techniques along the way. And then I would just go down. So I'd go to this point here and just slant and come down. And then I would simply take my pencil and color it in. I'm gonna grab my other one and I would just fill it in. And this is how simple my old technique was. And I keep saying my old technique, but I know a lot of people still do their eyebrow this way today. So it's a popular one. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see that. So it's a simple box square. And then I use a square head brush. And I would simply get underneath and just clean it up. Okay, and then I take it and go up top and just try to straight edge it that way and then slant off to the side. And that was pretty much it. And then I'd kind of clean up here and get my little slant going. It was that simple for my old school technique. Now I'm gonna do the new one. So this is the one that I get asked about. What I'd like to do, and it really is your choice, there is a brow gel that you guys can use. And you can basically take this and kind of smooth it on and just kind of brush the hairs up. Another hack that you can do too is get an old piece of soap, just like a thin bar that's been used up already. You take that and wet it a little bit. Take your brush, this brush, and you take a little bit of the soap and you just kind of scoop your brow up, and that gives your brow a little positioning, you know, so you can work around and put your makeup on. Another thing that I like to do is I like to take a little bit of powder because I have oily skin, and I would actually go around and put the powder on. Now, I start off doing the same thing as far as underlining my brow. And what I do, I go to this point and I start to slant down and go alongside my eye. And I usually try to get my point at least to the corner of my eye. And then I take my smaller one, then I just do short strokes just to kind of start creating hairlines. And I keep going around and I go on the slant, and you could kind of just fill in those lines just to kind of make it a little darker. Now this is where my technique kind of takes it to another height. See the tip that I get? So I use this brow tip and I start here at the corner of my eye, and I'm gonna start just creating really soft, subtle, very thin in that area. And then what I'll do is take the pen and I will just start going a little darker and filling in my hairlines. And as you can see, you can actually go as light as you want or you can go as dark as you want. And hopefully everybody can see that. Okay, and I'm gonna go a little right here because this area is naturally thinner. So I try not to go too heavy right there. But again, I'm gonna kind of just redo my lines right there. And now I'm gonna take my flathead brush, and I use a cream Probably can see that. I use a cream concealer to do this part. And so all I do is just go under and I clean that up. I just kind of straighten it and then I angle here on that bone area. And I just softly bring that concealer back down and just conceal the rest of my eye. Now, if you notice, I did not do a hard line here, and I don't. All I do is take my concealer with this flat brush and I will gently go across the top of the hair-like strokes. And then I'll take a little bit, and I don't use a lot. I'm not a heavy makeup person, but you know, again, this is where you kind of judge it yourself. And I go alongside and create my slant here. And then I just keep it where it's a little loose at the top, where it actually looks like hairlines. And then what you do is take a little bit of gel and I put it on my fingertip and I just lightly dab, and it actually will keep the hairlines together. And you can lightly just kind of brush the hairs. Now, another thing, you could take this, and it's all up to you. Sometimes if I go too heavy here, I will take my spoolie and lightly brush that area to make the pencil marks faint. Okay, and again, if you want, you could take this, kind of spool your hair up this way. And that's it. That's my technique. So if you look here versus this one, and now you see the old school technique versus my current one. And y'all can't tell me that this one don't look way better than this one. However, this still is not bad. This got me through for a very long time. But I wanted to up the ante and create a more natural brow. And as you can see, my brows are thin, so I can kind of work with this. I know some people have way thicker, beautiful eyebrows, but unfortunately mine's are thin, so I have to work with what I have. But as you can see right here, just really quick, I want to kind of revisit. So what you can do is take this spoolie and just lightly brush that if you want it lighter. Another thing you can also do, which I didn't mention, is sometimes I'll take my flat brush with the concealer and you actually can just lightly go in between the lines with the concealer, and that'll lighten it as well. And then you just kind of fix it, and there it is, my old school. And here's my new technique. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm so happy I finally got around to doing it, because I had a lot of my friends and people, just strangers that I didn't even know, asked me about the microblading. And the crazy thing is, I was actually very interested in getting the microblading. And when I started to look in and research the technique, it made me a little nervous, because I saw they actually cut your skin. And then actually, you know, once they're cutting your skin, I think they're putting ink. So I don't know enough about it, but that just kind of made me scale back and say, let me see what I can do to do something more natural. And this is what I ended up with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I said before that I was gonna be churning the videos out. I'm not gonna speak about it, I'm just gonna be about it. So I look forward to sharing another video with you guys soon. God bless, have a good evening. Bye.
Auntie, go, go, auntie, go, auntie, go. Putting in more than the things we see. I know there's two sides of everything. That's what I cut for you. Ain't no limit to what I does for ya. Generations of our culture opens up. Every day I'm growing and it's going up. Auntie TV, it's on.